also, India is the 10th worst country to be hit by the cyber attacks.
90% of the cyber threats cases are come, and the origin of that cases become the, we can aware people that we have not to share the OTP things with the unknown person.
It is also the responsibility of every citizen to educate their nearby people about the ongoing cyber crimes and how to prevent these type of cyber crimes.
Topic for this discussion is cyber warfare is growing threat to national security. Which of the following strategies do you think is the most important for strengthening India's cyber defenses? Three leads are: number one is cyber security awareness and education. Number two is critical infrastructure protection. Number three is development of indigenous cybersecurity technologies. I'm repeating the topic. Listen to it very carefully. Cyber warfare is growing threat to the national security. Which of the following strategies do you think is the most important for strengthening India's cyber defenses? Three leads are cybersecurity awareness and education, critical infrastructure production, and development of indigenous cybersecurity technology. If you are having something around 20 minutes to participate, just speak that every time you know, but you have to stick towards one area. You can start. Systematically.
So, Jai Hind everyone. According to today's GD, we see that India has 66.2% of population who is using this internet, due to which we see that it already becomes susceptible to cyber attacks. And also, India is the 10th worst country to be hit by the cyber attacks. So, if we talk about how we can tackle this situation, in my opinion, by the indigenous technologies, with the help of, we see that recently the blockchain technology is developing in recent years. So, we can develop such technologies and adopt technologies. Apart from that, the softwares can be adopted and they can be initiated. For example, there are certain patterns that we can see that during the cyber attacks, there are certain patterns that are made. If you analyze that by the use of the software, if you can analyze it and make the software, so thus I think indigenous technologies are going to play a very vital role in tackling the cyber security.
I supporting the just number 2 points, as he mentioned that we are become a hub of the cyber threats. Like in G20 summit held recent in our country in September month, in which seen that 90% of the cyber threats cases are come, and the origin of that cases become the China and Maldives. So in my opinion, if we create the cyber security awareness and education can be beneficial for this, because we all know that we have not much literacy rate in our country. So if we develop the awareness program and education system like that, we can aware people that we have not to share the OTP things with the unknown person and to the call given by the any person. So we can do a solution for that part.
I agree to the just number 2 point. Like she said that we have to develop our own cyber network because we have seen that in last 2021 the China's cyber attack has happened to our stock market Bombay, and because of we don't have that much indigenous firewall that happens. So we have to develop our indigenous cyber wall. Like right now we have seen that many of the foreign companies are collaborating with Indian cyber network. That's why, but if we completely develop indigenously develop a cyber network, so it will be most beneficial for India only.
Except number three, just number 3, because cyber security awareness is most important for our even children too. Because if China, we know China have a great firewall of China, but even still they have if we can use VPN just other things, we can cross over the border and then we can break the firewall. So because of that, they can also share something with us. Because of this, they don't know about the cyber awareness, and they don't know about that cyber security.
I totally agree with the point of chest number 3 and 6. There is a great need of cyber awareness in our country. Because of low literacy, people are not aware of cyber threats. If cyber awareness is provided to them, it will directly reduce the rate of cyber attacks. as 99% of cyber cases are coming toward India as suggested by chess number 3. So cyber awareness will reduce by if people are aware of that, people will take concern that how they will not get influenced by these cyber attacks.
I respect the former speaker. As we have seen in the post-COVID period, the cyber attacks in India have been increased. The cyber crimes, cyber frauds, and many people were being affected because of these crimes. And we need to aware these people and educate these people about the cyber security, and also help them to increase their security in their devices, whichever they are using. And it is also the responsibility of every citizen to educate their nearby people about the ongoing cyber crimes and how to prevent these type of cyber crimes.
I agree with my former speaker. Further, I would like to add a few more points to chess number 2's opinion. As sir also said that chess number 6 also said that we can cross the border and we can break the firewall. But sir, instead of breaking the firewall, we can also have our indigenous software for using the search engine, because as you know, you are aware of that China is also having their search engine. They are not using Google, Facebook, YouTube. So according to this, we can with the help of our engineers, our technicians, we can build our own software.
So, as you mentioned about the technology that are using by the India, about the indigenous technology India has to develop to stop their cyber crimes. But I think the existing technology are sufficient to stop these type of cyber crimes. We have seen in the AIMS and when any cyber crimes happens in India, but they have to our software experts can easily retrieve the data, and also take if we give you the G20 marks, there are 64 lakh per minute cyber attacks in the G20 websites. So I think, but India can easily stop that and stop the cyber attacks in Indian websites. So I think building the indigenous is good, but the existing use of technology is also very sufficient in the levels of India.
I agree with just number 4, but China have a great firewall with their own search engine, but still they loss of some cyber security problem there. Because of that, we don't know about cyber security awareness and as well as cyber security knowledge. Because if we can't touch any link, we don't share our we can't release our for the data from our mobile. And as well as if we have any cyber awareness about cyber security, so we don't share about our own we don't share about anything on the under. But in technology it can human build it, so it can break in the way we can. If we hacker wants to do something on the, he can find a way and he will do that.
Gentlemen, I want to draw your attention towards future warfare. As we all know that in the future there will be a cyber war or biological war. So we have to develop our indigenous technology like cyber technology for tackling these kind of situation, because we all know that everything is now digitalized. Anywhere the cyber attack will happen, so every stock market can crash down and whole economy's GDP goes down. So at that time, the only thing we can save that by indigenously developed cyber wall or cyber technology in our India only.
I respect your point as the chess number 4 and for one given that we have to develop the indigenous technology. But in my opinion, we have firstly create a base. Like we have to firstly aware the people, because it is not only about to counter the China cyber threats. It is all about our India itself. So we have to aware the people. Like we seen that we have mobile in our 2-3 old year children, and they all share the OTPs and their numbers easily to the call given by that cyber hacker. So firstly we have to inculcate a subject in our schools, so we have to provide education and aware the people regarding that. So after that it is come that we have to develop technology. If we have a base like that, our citizens are aware, so we have not share the OTP and the things that we are not become for the cyber threats.
I totally agree with the point of chess number 3. As all of the former speakers are saying about China and other countries, I don't think that cyber security is only related to national security and national threat. it is also because of the personal security and personal threat. Many cases related to OTP, as mentioned by just number 3, are there, related to banking, related to mobile applications, and many such type of threats are there present, which are related to cyber security. And if people are much aware of that, people are much literate of these things, they will definitely have some base, so that they will not go through these attacks. And if we make so many awareness programs in our locality, and also in our schedule related to our schools also, we have to mention these things, it will definitely reduce the cyber attack.
Except just number 1 mentioned that in the future world will be facing a cyber. Yes, lekin cyber but means it is knowledgeable. If someone have a cyber security awareness, then so don't leak anything about on the like OTP or their national security as well as. So cyber is, it means not in the war. Cyber in the means there it will affect on the country's people, and the affect on the economy as well as. So if we have cyber security awareness, it will stop the cyber war.
As mentioned by the former speaker about the awareness programs, as we have many times we have seen that victims are basically the indigenous people, and also the criminals are basically from India. So we need to aware these people about the cyber education, where they don't have to share their OTPs, they don't have to share their personal information, including mobile number, phones, and the personal photos on the social media. Basically, we need to aware these people with the help of social media programs. And just number 3 has mentioned about the education programs in the school, like what are the devices they are using. We have to teach them about the privacy in them.
So the former speaker about the awareing people about it. There is a report about the cyber frauds are happening with the educated persons, because they are more susceptible towards this cyber crimes in the internet, because they use about the OTPs and many other SMS and the junk emails are there. But I think the existing technology we have to use efficiently and awareing people about this, and also our agencies that are investigating about these cyber crimes and any other things. And I think if I give you the example of AIMS, that are very in recent times they have given the cyber attacks by China attackers. So we have to use our two-step authentication about our data centers, because the problem is our data center. India is AIMS has 2 million data centers and patients identities in their data. So I think using that existing technology efficiently, because that can give you a more powerful hand in developing that indigenous.
Partially agree with just number 5, because of that's why we need to improve our awareness, because the aims he says just number 5 mentioned about the aims threat. It happens because of the don't awareness about China cyber awareness, so that we conduct in the when the childhood in the conduct the awareness. We can make a subject about cyber security in the school days, so he can improve the cyber security and focus on the cyber security, how much is important in the life.
As said by chest number 5, that many of the cases are came from the educated people only. That's why there is a main use of this cyber awareness are there, to educate these people related to the harmful of these of providing these OTPs and their personal details. It will directly we have to aware them about how it will impact for their basic personal life, and how it will impact to the economy. And if we talk about defense, it is regularly, there are so many security concern classes are regularly taken place in defense also, related to honey trap, related to providing OTPs, related to social media platforms. There are many classes related to concern are providing in defense, because of which very low cases from defense area we have to seen from this.
Totally agree with my formal speakers, but I would like to add some more information to the chest number 3's point given. Ma'am, as you told that we should be using the awareness program in the school, but as we can see that the senior citizens are also more indulged in the using the social sites, as we all can see that there is a front end and back end of application. So instead of creating awareness in the kids only and using this subject in our school or colleges, we can even carry the campaign also to aware about this such things, and instead of using others software, we can use our indigenous only, so that our India will having the access of it only, no other country will be having, so the data will not be leaked and no harassment will be done online.
I agree with chess number 4 point, as she has mentioned about the indigenous technology. As the chess number 5 has mentioned about the IITs. We see that they are already aware that there could be potential cyber threats, but they already are educated about it. So here the point is contradicting that they are already aware, they have an efficient, robust system. And as the chess number 5 has also mentioned that our existing technology is fine enough. If it would have been fine, the Aadhaar leakage would not have been there. The malware that is being inducted in different softwares of the companies would not have been there. So definitely we need indigenous, because the cyber warfare is a new kind of warfare that is emerging in the global era. So also we, as you're talking about the OTPs, so I think the OTPs, with the help of the software, the blocking of the OTPs could be there, of certain spam messages could be blocked. Also the phishing technologies that is being used in recent era, we see that emails are being used for fraudulent activities, so that can be blocked by identifying that such kind of companies or such kind of patterns are visible. So through the use of the technology and software, as chess number 7 has mentioned about two-step authentication, I think we have to enhance this security more and more indigenization of the technology.
Like chess number 3 said, we have to develop this habit of learning the cyber wall in our early age only for the children. I agree with you, ma'am, but the main thing is we have to develop our firewall. We have to indigenously develop our firewall. It's that much strong that chess number 5 said that it was an attack on AIMS. So why that attacks happen to AIMS? Because of the leakage of their firewall, and because of the hackers is easily able to breach that firewall. So there is a lack of firewall, there is a lack of facility in our existing cyber welfare. So we have to improve it. Why we have to improve? By indigenously, and we have to increase our budget fund also in their sector. So why that only?
Sir, just number 1 mentioned about we can make a firewall and making separate security. Just like if we can see China have a great firewall, we are accepted, but we can break the firewall and we can get their OTP also. But China also have study their teaching their students from the childhood about cyber awareness. We can break the OTP and break them. We can get some their documents also, but we can't get our any security related news from getting from the Chinese students, because they know much knowledge about cyber awareness and cyber security or national security also. So we should ensure that give cyber awareness and making cyber security knowledge give to students. It's